Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajotis. Let us learn Shloka 9.25 today. First, let us learn how to chant. I request Sohan to repeat after me. When Sohan is repeating, let all of you also please close your eyes, sit straight and repeat. Yānti
Yānti
deva-vratā devān
deva-vratā devān
pitṛin
pitṛin
yānti
yānti
pitṛi-vratāḥ
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 bhūtāni
bhūtāni
yānti
yānti
bhūtejyā
bhūtejyā
yānti
yānti
mad-yājino
mad-yājinopi
mam. Let me chant once fully. Yānti deva-vratā devān pitṛin yānti pitr-i-vratāḥ bhūtāni yānti bhūtejyā yānti mad-yājino mam. Shreyas, can you please help us read the meaning, understand the meaning?
Yes, Vidyaji. Worshippers of the celestial god take birth amongst the celestial gods. Worshippers of the ancestors go to the ancestors. Worshippers of ghosts take birth among such beings, and my devotees come to me alone.
Thank you very much, Shreyas. Thank you, Sohan. So, what is Sri Krishna saying? Worshippers. So, those who do puja of different celestial forms are what we refer as gods. They take birth among such beings. Then worshippers of the ancestors. Who are ancestors? Your grandparents and before that great-grandparents, like that. Those who worship the ancestors are humans, take birth among humans. Those who worship ghosts, all such beings, take birth among such beings. And my devotees come to me alone. This is what Sri Krishna is saying. A wonderful puzzle for you and me to explore and understand. So, let us understand what is that Sri Krishna is teaching. All right. So, let's understand that through, first of all, a story. So, this is the story of one throne, but two different tales. Okay. So, what is a throne? All of you may know. It's a seat where Maharaja sits or some prince sits. Do you know the name of a throne in Sanskrit or Kannada or any of the Indian languages? Does anybody know? What do you call a throne? What do you call a throne in Sanskrit or Kannada? Okay, Snigdha, please tell.
In Kannada, it's called Simhasana.
Simhasana, correct. Simha asana. Okay, so it is like you expect the person who's sitting on it to be like a lion. Simha. Okay. Meaning what? Meaning he has to be ferocious. He has to be ready to protect his kingdom. He is ready to protect the people in his kingdom. He has to be serving them. That is why he is called a Simha. And asana means where he sits. Simhasana. So where a king sits is called Simhasana. So now let us listen to the first story. And the first story is from none other than Ramayana. So Rama was announced as the prince of Ayodhya. All you know, he was born in Ayodhya to the king called Dasharatha. So he was announced as the king of Ayodhya. Tomorrow is when he's going to be made the prince of Ayodhya. And the whole city was fully in the most joyous mood, ready to celebrate the king, the new king, Rama. His father, Dasharatha, was mightily happy, very proud, because Dasharatha knew his son was very special, very happy. Rama was also getting ready to be made the prince the next day. And as some of you may know, unfortunately, that day, the mother of the last mother, King Dasharatha, had 3 wives. He was born to Kausalya, Rama. The second one was Sumitra. And the last one was, who knows the last one's name? The last wife of Dasharatha. Yes, Kandarp.
Kaikai.
Kaikeyi. Excellent. Very good. Thank you very much. So, there were 4 children for Dasharatha. Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. Though all the 4 were born to these 3 different mothers, they were like as if from the same mother, very, very close, and they all respected Rama. But unfortunately, that day, Kaikeyi's mind was contaminated by her servant named, who knows the name of that servant who contaminated the mind of Kaikeyi? Somebody who came and told, yes, Diyadisha. Manthare, correct. So Manthara or Manthare, she came and told Kaikeyi, oh, don't you see, when Rama becomes the king, your son Bharata will not be made the king. Is this acceptable to you? You should go and exercise the boons that King Dasharatha had given you long back. And you should request that Rama be sent to Vanavasa for 14 years and your son Bharata be made the king. Go and exercise that. Otherwise, your son will never become the king. For whatever reason, Kaikeyi accepted that contamination that day. And she came and requested King Dasharatha. Dasharatha was a man of his words. He had given those 2 boons. And, many people, they when they give a word, they keep up their word. Pran jaye par vachan na jaye. Such is the way they live life. The word that I've given, the promise I've made is more important than what happens to me. Such is the way King Dasharatha also used to live. But unfortunately, the ask by Kaikeyi was such that it was very, very painful for Dasharatha, because Sri Rama was his most dearest son. How can he let Sri Rama go to Vanavasa? So he begged and cried in front of Kaikeyi, but her mind was fully contaminated with the ideas that she was carrying. So she said, nothing doing. If you are a man of your words, you have to accept and you have to send Rama to Vanavasa. And many of you may know the story. King Dasharatha, with a heavy heart, came and told this news to Rama. Rama, he was getting ready to be the prince tomorrow. How would one's mood be? Tomorrow I'm going to be made the king. And he was getting ready. He had all the jewels. He was preparing. What is the mind of a person who's going to become the king tomorrow? Very, very joyous and ready to be made the king, so that he can now rule over his kingdom. And the news is such a news that you have everything, but in the next moment, nothing, because you have to be going away. No more jewels, no more palace, no more all the wonderful ornaments and other luxuries that you have in the palace. You have to go and live in a jungle. How would a mind of such a person become? What would become? But here comes the wonderful way Sri Rama handled it. He said, if that is the boon that you have given to Kaikeyi Amma, we will follow it. And without even any change in his mind, he was very peaceful before that news came. He was as peaceful like that even after the news had been given to him. And he bowed down to his father and he said, I will go to Vanavas. And all of you may know that along with him, his dearest brother Lakshmana and his wife Sita also decided. Then the Ramayana continues. So that's another story. What happens to him after he goes to Vanavasa. But the important point is, he was going to get this throne, but he was given the news that the throne will not be his. But Rama was unwavering. He was as peaceful before the news came as when the news came. So this is one tale, my dearest children. Now, let me tell you another tale. This is also of the throne, but from another epic. So all of you may be guessing which epic I'm going to tell the story from. Any guess? Okay, I see Kandap has raised his hand. And I also see Snigdha. Okay, so let's listen to, and Rohan. Okay, let's listen. Let's see what Rohan says. Yes, Rohan.
Sir, I think from Mahabharata.
From?
Mahabharata.
From Mahabharata. Okay, what is the guess from Snigdha and Kandar?
Same thing.
Same thing. Kandar?
Same.
Oh, wonderful. Because all of you said same, I also am saying same. So, this is the story from Mahabharata. This is the story of Dhritarashtra. He was the first son to his mother. He had another son, another brother. His mother had another son called Pandu, second one. However, unfortunately, Dhritarashtra was born as blind. In those days, the king would be the first son, usually. So, Dhritarashtra, he used to think that I am going to become the king of Hastinapur, of the Kuru Rajya. But unfortunately, at the time when he was to be made the king, because he was blind, how can a blind person be a king? The one who cannot see, how can he protect others?
Possible, Guruji.
In a way, like that, some of us may carry mental blindness. Then we will not see various opportunities and paths in our way. What I am responsible for, we may not see. So such a person cannot be made a king. Or, for example, who would you want to call as the person of the, or the head of a house? Would you call anybody as the head of the house? Who would you call as head of the house? What is your answer? Who would you call as head of the house? Who will you call as head of the house? If let's say there is a house and it has many people, who would you like to call as head of the house? Yes, Sohan.
Ji, I would call the person who buy the house, or the person, if it's our own house, means the person who made it.
Okay, that is what your answer is. Let's see what Vidya says.
After him, after he passes away, his son, if there is a son, he will be the owner, or if there is no son, daughter.
Okay, all right.
Son, like that it will be like a chain.
Thank you, Sohan. Let's see what Sanvi has to say.
He is the eldest person in the house.
The eldest person. Okay. And let's see what Kandarp has to say.
Same, the eldest person.
The eldest person. Okay, Snigdha.
The eldest person, especially who's a male member, like it can be the father, or if like it's a joint family, it can be the grandfather. It's basically a male member.
All right. Now, let me ask another question. Let's assume this first person, whether it's a male member or whoever, the first person, the eldest, let's say is totally irresponsible. Is not at all worried about taking care of the family. Let's say there are 4 or 5 people. He is not even willing to go and earn for them, or he is not at all willing to, let's assume, he has some food. Only he wants to eat that food, doesn't want to share among the family members. Would you still say that he should be the head of the family? Who thinks he should be the head of the family? None of you think he should be the head of the family. Very good. So then, what do you think should be the quality of the head of the family? What should be the quality of the head of the family? What kind of a quality or what kind of qualities, what kind of feelings the head of the family should have towards the family? Yes, Pranavi.
He should have that capability of ruling that family.
They should have the capability of
Ruling that family.
to lead that family. Very nice. Yes, Kandarp.
First of all, he should be responsible
Hmm.
and he should make sure that everyone gets the things they need in their life. Like if someone needs something, so he provides them with that.
Very nice. Snigdha.
He should be really selfless. He should be kind, and also he should be like caring about other people, and he should be responsible.
Excellent. See, now you all gave the answer which the elders of the Kuru Rajya also came up with. They said, this person Dhritarashtra, though he is the eldest in the family, mentally, physically, he was blind. He was not an evolved being. He was very selfish. He did not have the qualities of a king. Means to care for another, to care for all the beings, to care for all the people, animals, trees, everything in his kingdom, to be able to protect it. Such qualities were missing in him. So they decided the right person, the best person would be Pandu, the younger brother of Dhritarashtra. And as soon as they announced that Pandu will be the king, you know what happened to Dhritarashtra? Dhritarashtra started feeling jealousy. He felt so much of jealousy that he felt very, very angry about his own brother, as if he wants to destroy him. Such was the feeling that got generated in Dhritarashtra. And unfortunately, as you all may know, in the Mahabharata, because of his jealousy and because of that anger that he carried in his heart, he put the same kind of thoughts in his children. That is Duryodhana, Dushyasana, and all the 100 Kauravas. And as you know, it led to the great Mahabharata war. And as you know, Mahabharata war was one of the most destructive wars. It killed lakhs and lakhs of people and destroyed so many families and so many things, all because this person felt so much of jealousy and anger that he did not get the throne. So, same throne, but you see two different ways by which these two people responded. Rama was peaceful, let go. Dhritarashtra was not peaceful. So he had lot of anger, irritation, jealousy, which led to a lot of destruction. So now the question that I would like each one of you or those of you would like to answer by raising your hand. How do you think this is happening? What is the difference? In a way, similar situation, right? Somebody was going to become a king, but was not made the king. Similar situation. But you see, in Rama's case, he was peaceful. Different outcome. That did not immediately lead to any destruction in Ayodhya. But in Kuru Rajya, the same situation, but it led to a great epic war, Mahabharata war. What happened? What is the difference? How is this happening? Is the question. Yes, Sohan.
The war is happening in the story of Rama. Rama was born, but the
Can you
last
please keep the question answer to the situation? So in one case, he was going to be made the king, and he was not made the king the next day, in Rama's case. Similarly, in Dhritarashtra's case also, he thought he would be the king, but he was not made the king. So but they reacted differently, they responded differently. What is making the difference? How is this difference happening? Is the question I'm asking, Sohan. Focus on that.
I would say that Dhritarashtra was about to be the king, but he didn't think that he do not have an eyesight which he can protect the world. But he can do some things which he can do, but he cannot fight battles. Instead of king to kill, he can miss shot and shoot an arrow to and a different soldier, and the king would shoot to him and he would lost his life. So the main thing, he had eyes. That is, he didn't think. Coming to Rama's story, he should be the king, but he was blessed by every single person. His teacher, his father, his mother, his...
Can you give a short answer, Sohan? How do you, because we need to listen to everybody, give a short answer. What is making the difference? So in Dhritarashtra's case, you are saying he did not have eyes and he did not realize. That's why he became angry, you are saying. In Rama's case? Because
he was clever and he knew that after some time he would be the king. And
That is what you are saying. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Sohan. Akshat, what is your answer?
In Rama's case, that it depends upon how they took it, and in Dhritarashtra's case, Dhritarashtra wanted to be the king, but Pandu became the king, for which Dhritarashtra was not okay with. But in Rama's case, when Dasharatha told him that he is supposed to go to a forest for 14 years and Bharata will be the king, Rama had no problem and he was normal.
Correct. That is what we are seeing. The question I'm asking all of you is, Akshat, what is making the difference in Rama's case and in Dhritarashtra's case? How could Rama accept and go? And how could Dhritarashtra become angry? What is making the difference?
I feel that Rama has love with his brother, and he's okay if his brother becomes a king.
Okay.
Dhritarashtra is not so.
Is not so. So he is deeply attracted to that throne.
Yes.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for your view. Snigdha?
I think it's because Ram is like Akshat said, he cares about his brother and he's not blinded with ignorance about the throne. Instead, he cares about his brothers. But Dhritarashtra is like, he's very blinded with ego, ignorance, and like he has too much pride, and like he's very attached to the throne. Like Krishna said, we're not supposed to be attached to things, or else it will lead to as not being happy. So he was very attached to this throne and of being the king. So that's why he, in the end, he became really angry, because when you get detached from something, when you are very attached to it, it leads to like unhappiness or something like that. So that's what happened with Dhritarashtra. That's why he reacted differently. But then Ram never had that attachment with the throne. That's the reason he didn't really react so much.
Wonderful.
That's why
Very
he had
nice.
different
Very nice,
outcomes.
Nigda. Thank you very much. Thank you. Rohan?
Yes, sir. In Rama's case, he was not attached to the throne. He was like, Bharata is also one of us. Let him be the king. It's okay. But Dhritarashtra was very greedy and he wanted the throne strongly. He didn't want Pandu to be the king, as he was the eldest. So it
Very
depends
nice.
on how you take it.
Depends on how he saw it. Very good.
Yeah, not the situation.
Thank you very much. Raghavi?
Yes, so Dhritarashtra had the pride that he would definitely become the king, and he mostly thought of having power, so he slowly grew attached to the throne. So when Pandu was made the king, he wasn't able to accept that, and that slowly turned into envy and anger towards his own brother. On the other hand, Rama didn't have pride. He even though he knew that he would become king, he mostly thought about how he would govern his subjects. And when Bharata became the king, he accepted it, and rather than hating it, he accepted Vanvas and he went on to complete it.
Wonderful. Very nice. Thank you, Raghavi. So, you see, there is something different in the way Rama has understood life and thinks about life. There is something different in how Dhritarashtra has an understanding about life and what he expects from life. So, that fundamental difference is what all of you are expressing. In the case of Rama, he felt that my brothers and all the people are same. I have to care for them. So it is not that only I can be the king, even Bharata can be the king. That was his viewpoint. Whereas in the case of Dhritarashtra, he was blinded by the pride of his ego, right? So now with this story, I want to ask something that is very fundamental. So in a way, outcome is like the situation of life. And the various kinds of thoughts that are in the mind is what is causing those outcomes. So related to that, there is one fantastic saying. So anybody can guess that saying? There is a phrase, there is a saying. So outcome depends upon something that you have, right? So something equivalent to that, there is a saying. Can anybody guess? Okay, to help you guess, I have a short video. Using that video, I'm sure you'll be able to guess. Watch the video. Super. So how many of you like strawberry? Please show me thumbs up. How many of you like strawberry? You can show thumbs up. Okay, very nice. So what you saw is called as a time-lapse video. So it is like what happens is about 90 days, but you cannot sit and watch for 90 days. So in a very short time, we saw the whole thing. And it's a photographic technique. Okay. So what you saw is how a strawberry comes out. Okay. Now, using this video, I want you to guess the phrase. Can anybody guess the phrase that I'm referring to? War happened in Kurukshetra, and that is only because our Dhritarashtra was envious, right? That was the outcome. That was the situation, war. And that happened because of Dhritarashtra's envy. Now, similarly in Ramayana, Ayodhya was peaceful. That's the outcome that happened, or the situation. And there is some kind of a feeling of, okay, all are mine. I belong to all belong to me, feeling in Rama's heart. So that's the outcome that happened, peace. And in Rama's heart also there was peace. So there is a situation or an outcome that is happening, and there is something that is causing that. There is a phrase which is very famous in many languages, English, Hindi, Kannada. Can anybody guess the phrase that I'm referring to? Any guesses? Anybody wants to guess? Yes, Raghavi. Raghavi, can you unmute and answer?
Vijayji, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Vijayji, is the phrase "what you sow is so you reap"?
Excellent. Good guess. Correct. So, as you sow, so shall you reap. So, this is the phrase in English. So, now I am going to ask it in Hindi. Who knows the Hindi equivalent? Who can guess? JC Karni,
Vasi Bharni.
Barni. Excellent. Very good. Now I'm going to ask it in Kannada. Madiddu dash Maharaya. Who knows in Kannada? Madiddu dash Maharaya. Has anybody heard this phrase in Kannada? Yes, Snigdha.
Madidunnu.
Madiddu unno Maharaya. Correct. So, essentially, the kind of the thought that each one of them, who Dhritarashtra and Rama carried, created the outcome or the situation, isn't it? So now, in a similar way, children, agitation, somebody feels agitated. That's a fruit, no, that's a situation. Angry, upset, irritated, shouting. That's a situation. That's a outcome. In a way, it's like the fruit that you saw coming out of that strawberry plant. Or peace is also another fruit, just like that strawberry. Or in the case of Mahabharata and Ramayana example that we took, the agitation or the anger and the destruction, that is the outcome that happened. Or the peace that remained is the outcome that happened in Rama's case. Similarly, you may feel agitated in some cases, or you may be feeling peaceful like a baby, right? That's the fruit. What is the seed for that? What is the seed for that? Where is the seed for that? Where is the seed for that? Who would like to answer? Yes, Raghavi.
Vijayji, is it our actions?
Okay, that is one answer. Let's see. Who else would like to answer? Okay.
So,
What, Shreyas?
Vijayji,
Come again, please. Shreyas, I'm not able to hear you.
Vijayji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Vijayji, mind?
Yeah, is mind itself the cause of agitation and peace? You're very close.
Consciousness.
No, is consciousness only lighting up? Yes, Nigda.
Gee, is it awareness?
Awareness is only lighting up whatever is there. Yes, Akshat.
The thought.
Excellent. Very good. It's the thought. What kind of a thought did Dhritarashtra put in his mind? Envy, jealousy, anger. What kind of a thought Rama put? He had peace. What kind of an outcome happened in Dhritarashtra's world? Because of that, war happened. what kind of outcome happened in Ayodhya? Peace remained. Similarly, what kind of a thought you are having creates the outcome or situation of your life, which is the fruit that you are experiencing. If you are agitated, remember there is a seed of some anger or irritation towards someone or towards something in your mind. That is causing the agitation. So, that is essentially what Sri Krishna is teaching here. So he said, those who do the worship of the divine gods, they will go to that place. Those who worship ancestors will take birth in such a place among ancestors. Those who worship the ghosts, they take birth in such a place. And those who always remember me, worship me, they come to me. So the last puzzle for all of you for today is, you can see 3 seen paths and there is one unseen path. So like that, Sri Krishna has essentially spoken about 4 different paths. The path towards gods or different divine forms that you see, the path towards ancestors, the path towards ghosts and all such beings, and the path towards Krishna. So in this picture, there are 3 paths that you can see, and there is one path that you cannot see. Who can answer what are the 3 seen paths and the one unseen path in this picture? Yes, Akshat.
The 3 seen paths are shown, and I think the unseen path is from his mind.
From his mind. Very nice. Let's see what Snigdha has to say.
See, I thought the question was like, what are the 3 paths? Should I tell that?
No, the question is there are 3 seen paths and one unseen path.
It must be his awareness.
It must be his awareness. Okay, all right. So, essentially, children, what we see outside of what we think of us are the seen paths. And the unseen path is realizing that Krishna is within you. That the very source through which you are aware of everything is realizing that is the unseen path. So the 3 seen paths are whatever you see in this shloka that Sri Krishna is taking. Worshippers of the celestial gods. So various forms that you can see. Oh, I wish I become like Hanuman. So when I say like that, or I wish I become like another celestial being, or I go to Swarga, all these are places, forms. So Sri Krishna is saying that is something that can be seen. So whatever that is form is, though it may be wonderful, it is still limited. But the point is, when you carry such thought, you will only have such a outcome only. So it's a form. If you're carrying, oh, my true nature is body, my true nature is my hand, my legs, oh, my true nature is, oh, my intelligence. So then you're limited only by that. So you only have such a form. So you only take such a outcome or such a situation. If you feel I'm only a man and I will only be able to speak only Hindi, so you'll only be limited to speaking only Hindi. So like that, Sri Krishna is saying what kind of a thoughts they're carrying in their mind about where they think they need to reach, their true nature is. Only that will happen. And he's saying the unseen path is going inward, realizing your own true nature. And that is what is your own Sri Krishnatva. Realizing Sri Krishna is none other than your own divine awareness. When you realize that, and when you live life like that, that everyone else is none other than Sri Krishna's different forms only, then that becomes your unshakable truth. Otherwise, rest everything takes the form of something that comes and goes. This is what Sri Krishna is teaching you and me through this shloka. So with this, I will end my explanation. If anyone has any question, I would like to first address them. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand. Does anyone have any question? Yes, Snigdha.
Ji, what does the picture mean for the second one?
Okay. What do you see, Snigdha, here?
3 glasses.
Okay. And what do they contain, Snigdha?
They contain water.
Which is pure water among the 3?
The last one.
That is how one may think. But think a little more deeply. Here, in this glass, is the water impure?
Yes, Ji.
In this glass, is the water impure?
No, Ji.
How can you say no?
Is it because the glass is impure?
No. Let's say if you've added mud into the water, it may appear like this, right? Let's say you have added coffee before adding milk. It may look like this, right?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah. So now the question is, because of whatever that is there, the water also appears to be impure. But the question is the water impure?
Ji, I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Who else has an opinion about this question? Is the water impure in any of these 3 glasses? Yes, Sohan.
I feel the water is pure. The glass is also pure. As we are adding something, the water is changing. If you do not do anything, it will not change directly. If it is like a milk like that, it will be, in Telugu we'll call it as passpodum. Means it will be not used to drink again. But water cannot be like this. But if you keep it for a very, very long time, if in a bottle, it will be smelly in the bottle water. If you keep in a storing area where you store the water to drink, some people do not. So if you do like that, the water never turns. Because of adding anything, it changes, or the outline cover will be like that.
Okay, wonderful. Very nice. Thank you, Sohan. Let's see what Raghavi has to say.
Vidyaji, I think it's the same water in all 3 glasses. It's just the amount of impurities in each glass. As we move towards the right, the impurities become lesser and lesser. I think it's more of a metaphorical sense that all of our minds are actually pure. It's just the amount of impurities that make us all different people.
Okay, excellent. And what is the impurity in our minds?
Negativity, Vijayji. Negativity, ego, attachment.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's see what Akshat has to say.
According to the glasses thing, I don't feel anything is impure because the glass is pure and the water is
No, I'm
pure.
not asking about the glass. I'm asking whether the water is pure in any one, or which glass has pure water is my question.
Yeah, I'll answer that also, but I want to tell this also first. Okay, this one, it is the mud or the coffee powder that you added, that is also pure. And I feel by seeing the third glass is pure. Seems to be pure. Water also.
Okay. So it is like how Raghavi said, it is the water is like our mind. Our mind is very pure, like a small baby. See, when a small baby is born, would you ever say that this is a bad baby or this is a good baby? You are not able to put any such labels to a small baby. That's why you and I refer to a small baby as, oh, such a lovely divine baby. In Kannada, we say, small babies, small children are like God. Meaning what? Very pure. What do we mean by that? Their mind is not yet contaminated with various kinds of thoughts. Some of the thoughts may be correct thoughts. Some of the thoughts may be incorrect thoughts. So such thoughts have not yet polluted the mind of the child. However, what is contaminated? Not the mind itself. It is the thoughts. So what is that you and I have to do? You and I have to understand and realize and live life with the correct thoughts. What is a correct thought? That thought which is related to truth. That thought which is related to your own highest nature. So as you fill your mind with more and more of such thoughts, your mind naturally becomes very pure. It is not that it became impure. The mind hasn't become impure, but it appears to have become impure, like in this glass. But for example, in this glass also, if this water appears like this, if I start boiling, the water will evaporate. And if I collect that water, it is still very pure. It is drinkable. That is how you and I get water. For example, the water that comes down as rain and we use, and let's assume, I use in my toilet and it gets flushed out, the same water evaporates. The same water once again comes as rain. Again, now it becomes pure enough to drink if I use it in my home, right? Like that, Sri Krishna is teaching you and me to become aware of what we are carrying. And whatever you and I are carrying in our mind is the outcome that will happen in our life. So what kind of thoughts are you carrying? Or in other words, what kind of outcome you want for your own life? Do you like your life to be peaceful, happy, joyous, thrilling? Then such thoughts is what you need to carry. And you have the power to create such thoughts, to bring such thoughts, which is what you and I are doing by learning Bhagavad Gita. So that is the meaning of this picture. Is that bringing clarity to Snigdha?
Yes, Jay.
And that is what Vivekananda ji also is saying. You are the creator of your own destiny. Destiny means what? Some situation of life, some outcome of life. And you are responsible. How? By being aware of what kind of thoughts you are carrying. And that is the explanation, or that is the pointer that Sri Krishna is also giving you and me. All right? Okay. Does anyone else have any question? Akshat, you have a question?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah.
You told that our thoughts, if we think like that, that will happen. But what I feel should happen would not happen, and what I feel should not happen will happen always.
No,
It's
no,
the
no.
opposite.
What I said is, Akshat, what kind of thoughts you are carrying, they will yield result. That's why I showed the example of Dhritarashtra. He carried the thought of envy, anger. So the outcome was Mahabharata war. Rama carried the peace of clarity about life, peace, togetherness. So that remained in Ayodhya. Rama didn't want to create a particular, let's say, situation. He realized peace is his own nature and he wanted peace for everybody. So that peace remained in his heart and he was peaceful all along. So it is that kind of an outcome that I'm pointing at. Similarly, in external life also, see, if you want to grow a mango tree, you would have to put a mango seed and you have to care for it. Then a mango tree will come. So just by thinking, it is not going to come. You have to convert it into action also. That is what is meant. And Sri Krishna has already taught you and me about how to do our action. So you and I have to do our action with full involvement by becoming aware of what kind of an outcome I want to create for myself. What kind of an outcome I want in my life. Is this bringing clarity to Akshat's question?
Yes.
All right. Is there anyone else who has any question? Okay. If there are no more questions, would like to understand each one of your view, please raise your hand and I'll call out. Yes, Sohan, what did you understand from today's explanation and
And
shloka?
I had a small question after
Yeah.
they to ask. Snehida Nakshat. The Krishna is explaining, if our mind is pure, how can we see that is pure? Whatever we see is pure. How is that possible? That was my small question.
Okay, so how to know whether my mind is pure or not, right? Very simple. Whenever you are truly happy, whenever you are peaceful, whenever you are kind to others, that is a outcome that Sri Krishna had in his whole life. See, who you call as God? Someone who's angry, upset, and cursing you. Is that who you call as God? No. Someone who's peaceful, happy, jolly, very, very positive, kind, loving towards you, right? So, that is the quality. That is the indication. When you are feeling like that, then you are like that. Then your mind is pure.
Ji, can I share my understanding?
Yes, Ji.
I understood that you told Guruji, if our mind view is pure, the thing which we see is pure. Krishna is telling that pureness is very good for, seeing the things pure, say, make you to see what is the true thing happening. If your mind is not pure, it would be like the second or third picture, and we could not understand. The third picture I would say is 100% unpure, and the unpure and 0% unpure, the first one, and the middle one is 50%, because the last one is very dirty to see for the person whose mind is unpure, but for the second it's not too pure or too unpure. So the third glass would be pure. The same water would be there. If you keep for a little days, it would have changed, but it would be at least at around 15 to 30%. But it will not be going this much dark. It would take around many days to count.
Through all this, what is that you learned about yourself, and how would you be able to use what you learned today?
Make the brain calm first. Second thing.
And how do you make the brain? How do you make your mind calm?
To make that, there is one solution. What my mother and I always say: meditation. For at least my yoga teachers also say that At least from first day you just do for 1 or 2 minutes. 2 minutes, then 2 or 3, 3 or 4, 4 or 5. Keep on increasing like till 15 to 20 minutes. So then the brain gets a relaxation and you can control the brain.
Correct. Very nice. Very nice, Sohan. Thank you very much, Sohan. What about Akshat? What did Akshat understand from today's discussion?
Yeah, I understood that the kind of thoughts we carry will be the outcome.
And are you satisfied in whatever the question you had and whatever the understanding you received? Are you satisfied?
I had a question and I got the answer I needed. Ji.
The answer you needed. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Akshat. Kandar, what is your understanding? Are you there, Kandar? Okay, we'll call out Kandar later. Yeah. Kandar.
I understood that we should always be peaceful and calm, and always like help each others. Like Dhritarashtra was not helping, and he always had envy over the Pandu. So we should always be calm, and we should like not having envy. We should be like Lord Ram, and this I understood.
This much you understood. Very nice, Kandar. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, Snigdha.
So from this shloka, like I understood like two things. The first thing is that like whenever you're like destined to something, like you're about to do something or something really like a proud moment is gonna happen, like you're gonna become king or something, you shouldn't be too attached to that specific thing. Or let's say if you have a competition tomorrow, you shouldn't be too like ignorant and say yourself that you're like going to win or have that overconfidence within yourself. So if you're very attached to something, then it can usually bring unhappiness to yourself, like I said before. And if you're not really attached to something like Lord Rama, then you'll be calm even though you lose that thing. Because Lord Rama wasn't really attached to the throne. He was like, not so attached. He was detached from the throne. And when they told that he couldn't get the throne, he was fine with it. He wasn't really, mad or unhappy or anything. But Dhritarashtra was very attached to it and very ignorant. He was blinded with ignorance. So that's the reason he reacted very badly. And the second thing I understood is that the way we want, our destiny or our future to be is the way we should carry our emotions. So like if we carry good thoughts within ourselves, we will really have like a good destiny like ahead of us. But if we like carry bad negative thoughts ahead with us, then we would have really a bad destiny ahead of us. So that's what I understood.
Excellent. Very nice. Raghavi, what is your understanding, Amma?
Yes, Vidya. So I understood that we should be aware of the thoughts that we keep in our mind. The type of thoughts we keep in our mind matters a lot. For instance, if we have positive thoughts, we become more and more optimistic, and we tend to even take tough situations in a more positive manner. Whereas if our mind is filled with negative thoughts, even in happy situations, we keep finding fault with it, and we are not in peace. So we should always try to keep our thoughts pure and not keep any attachment in our mind. And I also learned about perspective. For instance, if there was a competition and somebody happens to win, so if somebody happens to lose, then a person can take the perspective of learning from that loss rather than rather than just lamenting on why they lost and just feeling sad about it.
And how do you relate to what Krishna is saying about worshippers of celestial gods, take birth amongst the celestial gods, so on and so
I
forth?
understood that when we align ourselves to Krishna's teachings, we attain, it helps us find truth and enlightenment, making our minds more pure. It enables to seek the truth.
Excellent, excellent. So the nature of the thoughts that I carry, if they are based on what Sri Krishna is teaching and what Sri Krishna is pointing at, then that outcome alone will happen, is what Sri Krishna is assuring us.
Yes, Vijayji.
Very nice. Thank you, Raghavi. Sanvi?
Yes, we should always be prepared because we don't know when life might change, because God always has plans for us. So even if we think that something good is going to happen, we should always be prepared for the worst. And I also understood that we should not be too much attached to materialistic things, and we should know that whatever we think, we will get it in the future.
Correct. Correct. What kind of a thinking you are carrying, such an outcome will happen.
Yes.
So it holds good towards your, future. For example, somebody may come and ask you, what is that you would like to be? Okay, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. So in such outcomes also, this is the truth. If somebody says, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm completely clueless, then cluelessness, meaning what? Confusion. Always, I don't know. Such a thing only will happen. Like that, you and I can create the outer success as well as inner success with the message that Sri Krishna is giving. By carrying Bhagavad Gita and being dedicated towards Krishna and doing all our actions towards Krishna, you and I can internally attain peace, be with him, realize that Sri Krishna is the only truth, and also find whatever the necessary outside success.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Sanvi. Is there anyone else who wants to say anything more? Okay. If not, as usual, thank you very much. Thank you. Hari Om.
Can I end with the